Hello everyone, welcome to another episode. Today we are going to see how to configure Modbus on Alerton Global Controller, which is an ACM device. So I will walk you through some of the configurations which can help you to quickly configure the device and see if you are able to read Modbus points. Yeah, let's get started. I'm excited to show you this. So let's say I have a device here which is an ACM-Global controller. Okay, so if I click on configuration, I will not go through all the configuration steps. I'll straight away go to your virtual controllers. So as you know, ACM has 6 virtual slots and also 6 physical slots, and each slots can be having their own virtual slots, or can have one virtual slots depending on what type of physical slots you're connected to. So here in this example we have total 5 global slots which are trying to communicate through BACnet MSTP, and then there is one slot which is slot 4 for Modbus. Okay, so let's jump to the MSTP configuration. So as you saw from previous image or previous window, there was 5 global slots. Similarly, there are 5 MSTP trunks, 1, 2, 3, 5, but the 4th one is not selected. So if you are trying to communicate to a Modbus device, Modbus RTU, it's the MSTP configuration should not be enabled. Okay, this is very crucial, and so you may not be able to see the live Modbus points and you will be struggling. Okay, so I would say I will configure my virtual controllers. I said slot 4 is my Modbus, then I'll configure, send the configuration to controller, go to device scan, go to configurable Alerton devices, then scan the device. So currently this device is scanned. So if you are scanning for the first time, you will see this device ID as 200. Okay, so let's click on this. So then you can see all the different slots that are configured. Then I will click on this device. So there is a BACnet configuration where you will be able to configure your BACnet device instance, number of AVs, PVs, and MVs. So currently there are no MVs. If you have any Modbus registers with a multi-state, then you can still use some of the MVs that are available from ACM. So I will jump onto the Modbus configuration. So here you can see again there are 6 slots. So we know that already some of the ports are used for BACnet MSTP, which is 1, 2, 3, and 5. I know 4 is not used. I will select 4 to communicate through RTU, and I will define all the Modbus configurations here, which is baud rate, which is parity, none, even, odd. Then I'll define my stop bits based on the Modbus RTU device I'm trying to communicate. So once this is done, I will go to my builder file which I have here. So I will say device configuration. I'll open this file here. So you can see Modbus port 4 is configured. Yes, the same configuration that we saw on the device manager. These are all set, which is good. Then the network number is there and the base device instance is there. So let us say I have 32 Modbus devices. I would address them accordingly and stop here, then delete the rest of them. Then I'm calling my devices. I'm So my device is electric meter. I'm calling it as electric meter on my description. Then the location, then the application. The application is critical because that's where the Modbus strings are hosted, and I'm trying to communicate from port 4, which I have it here. Then it is a slave address 1. There is only one device. If there are a couple of devices, I can just increase my slave address, the pole interval, and my last known value. So you can change the last known value here. You can define last known value to be 0, or you can have your own last known value, so that you know the device is not communicating. Okay, so once you create this file, okay, so here are the files. So let's say electric meter CSV. Okay, so this is the file which should be hosted on your electric meter or the virtual devices that you just created. Okay, let's go back to the configuration. Okay, so when you start creating let me see, yeah, let's go back to this file. So when you start creating these files or this device instance, so there should be an associated application file with this. So for example, this electric meter should have an electric meter CSV. If you come back to this device screen here, right? So this is your global controller, this is your Modbus gateway, and this is your virtual devices that was created from that builder file. So you should start seeing this virtual device, and once you start seeing this virtual device, you have to assign this particular electric meter CSV to that device. So if you go back, okay, so this electric meter CSV has your object identifier, the gateway string, the name, description, and unit pole, units, pole, COV, and enumerations, which you can use for strings, and then the default. So if it loses your COM, what should it read? So when you are here, this gateway string is very important, right? So you have something called I, you have something called 4, you have something called 3000, you have something called F. Now this device is an energy meter, okay, so where we have to verify from the data sheet what are those respective parameters and respective addresses. So here we have current A, current B, current C, which is on a register 3000, 3002, 3004. How do I know? I have to define it exactly after 4. Yes, so you can validate that under one of your builder file. Let me walk you through that. Okay, let me open it. So if you come to electric meter XLS, okay, so the strings are defined here, all your device instance descriptions and parameters are defined here. So for example, I have I, 4, 3000 and F. So I know what I is. I is read only, and 4 is holding register, and 3000 is the address of the current A of the energy meter, and F is the floating type. So your string will define if you are reading the right value or not, right? So how do you verify that? So there is an option called gateway string and units reference. This is really nice guide. So you have some of the examples on your right. I will not go through that, but I just want to cover the important section, how to define the string in an Alerton. So this section is the most critical part. So for example, IOAWT, right? So it is read only, then verified output from backnet for O, then A is verified multiple register outputs, W is unverified output from backtalk to Modbus, and then T is unverified multiple register output from backtalk to Modbus. So you can see there is a complete string defined here. You can see the comma. So after the comma, you have to go to the reference. The reference will tell you what you have to put in there. So in my example, I was having number 4. 4 is equal to read holding register. Okay, so it will try to read from the holding register. So in case if it is an input status, then you have to go to number 1. In case if it is a coil status, you have to go to 0. So there is an option called 0, 1, 3, 4 or 6, right? So you choose according to your needs. So then you have register or coil number. So okay, so I am reading 3000, which is my current A for my energy meter. Then what is the extended memory? I do not have an extended memory, so which I will skip. Then I will define floating, because my points are floating points, so I will say F. Then again, in floating points there are different variations. You can go through that in detail here, like big Indian, little Indian, yeah. So give you what your string should look like. So you just follow these strings, okay, one at a time, and then you can start seeing the value. Okay, so let's go back to my Excel sheet. So when you're using AVs or BVs, whatever objects identifier you are going to see based on what you are reading, so make sure your AVs are not repeating, right? So let's say if you are using this for current A on energy meter 1, this AV is already taken, right? So you cannot be using the same AV on the same gateway. So make sure you do not use the same AVs. So you have like 1000 AVs on an ACM, so you can literally have 1000 points on an ACM. Okay, let's move on. So I just wanted to show you the live values. So let's say if I come back to my device manager and press F12, which will give us the web UI. So then I will say I'll go to Alerton Global, then I'll go to ACM Modbus. No, I don't need to go there. So I'll say Alerton Global, then I go to AV. Okay, so now I can see my energy meter values here. So I can see the live values. So let's say I said current A for this energy meter is AV1. It's reading about 32.1. So if you click in there, if you have defined your units, all your parameter, that should fall in place. Okay, so it was updated 2 seconds ago, 1 second ago, and you can start seeing your actual output of Modbus. Okay, let me see if I want to show you anything else on here. Modbus device, and yeah, so here you have option to save as CSV, which will give you this CSV file. Okay, so I'm not going through all the steps that needs to be done under builder file. So I just want to give you an overview how you can set up and how you can start seeing the values. So if you just follow my steps, I believe you will already know how to build a ACM builder tool. If not, let me know. I can have one session for ACM builder from scratch, so I can show you how to build a complete ACM configuration. Okay, I just want to quickly show you the tool that I built for Modbus IP and Modbus RTU. If you are interested to purchase, so I have built this tool called Modbus Scanner Pro. Okay, so where you can use Modbus TCP/IP connection, and you can start your scan, and you can see all the live values in here. Then you have Modbus serial communication as well if you are interested to see your values, and there is a backnet connection as well, so you can target your backnet devices and see your AVs and BVs and see what are those values. I will be revising this version. Currently you have only read-only access. Maybe in the future version I will allow like set point changes, maybe trends configuration, and alarms, etc. Feel free to visit my website and see if you are interested to use this. Appreciate your help. Thank you everyone. Please leave your questions in the comment section, and if the video has to be more detailed, I'm happy to share more information. Thank you.